Hi everyone, it's Drea with Journey Mind, Body, and Spirit, the Hebrew Vegan, and today I'm coming at you with my hugalculture bed with a underground watering or irrigation that I made myself. So it's a DIY. I used some water jugs, cut two little slits here with the knife. So these are water jugs that would otherwise have to go be recycled. And I used some towels, shredded them lengthwise, and made sure that the towel is touching all the way to the bottom of the gallon. And then a PVC pipe, a ½ inch. I got these at Home Depot. You probably could, I think it was the smallest size of the pre-cut in the same aisle with the rest of the PVC pipe. I didn't want to have to cut any, so I just went ahead and got these. They were only like a little bit over $1 each for the pipes. And honestly, like if you put it high enough, you probably don't even need the pipes to get the water in. So basically the point is that that's going to seep up the water. And I got them going kind of every direction. There's going to be some spots that aren't really going to get hit, but these plants are they're going to come over here. And you know what, I might make another slit and put another towel in just so that every area is getting water. I'm not really sure, because I was thinking with this bed I have some tomatoes that are pretty much full grown, and I might cut the bottoms out and just stick them up there on the top and let them spread their roots down here. So with the hugalculture, what I used was my palm tree. It lets out its little dried leaves, so I cut those down, put some of those in there, the end parts of the leaves. I have another tree that I trimmed back a little bit, so I used some of the green branches, like the skinny branches actually it was a tree that fell over, but they were green and they just dried out, so it's going to be good in nitrogen. I also used some of these that I trimmed down, still green, put those under there. Some of my wood chip mulch that had a little mountain of what I think is fungi. I'll show you. I might show you guys in a second. Sorry that's so loud. I'll show you the pile. I also used some of my fall leaves, some of my reclaimed soil here, some of this Kellogg's garden soil, and this is kind of the cheapy stuff that it will break down fairly easy underneath, but it is not going to provide a lot of nutrients but it's just, pretty cheap. But I had experience that I planted some potatoes and I used a lot of the wood chips, basically because this is almost my first whole year of gardening, and starting I kind of went heavy on the Kellogg's mulch, or garden soil, whatever they want to call it, is basically mulch, to try to save money. And my potatoes that were in there did really good, so I was like, okay, well, potatoes like this. So I planted some more potatoes. A lot of them did very well, but I had two that I had to reclaim the soil, and the potatoes were rotten. And I might have just went a little too heavy on the Kellogg's because of that. But there was other nutrients in there and good soil mixed in too. But I probably was just watering it too much and it wasn't able to drain. So that's mixed in here. And then we're going to do some good soil on the top. So basically this is a garden bed on the free and cheap. Here I have some plywood board, and I know some people don't like using that. I'm sorry about the music across the street. Probably picked the wrong time to do a video when they're having a party across the street. But I was using this for a project that I had some shelves. So my dad come help me cut them in half, and I doubled up on them because they're probably going to rot pretty easily. And then got these little bricks that are actually for making garden beds at Home Depot. They're a little less than $3 each. I needed 8 of those. That was $24, and then I already had the wood. I just had to trim that back. I already had a lot of the hugalculture items from my from trimming trees and some of the reclaimed dirt. So now I'm just gonna have to put some of my better soil. So I'll do another video on just how to basically stretch your dollar as far as for soil, because I find that that's the thing that's going to cost you the most money, and that's why I was trying to cheap out before. So I had underneath I have some of this too. It's kind of like, well, this is not as wet as the one I had. It was really sludgy because the rain got in there. This is some field dirt that I got for free. That's really hard clay, so I kind of just spread that around on the wood chips and everything. I didn't put it in a thick layer because then it would make a hard barrier, just basically so that it was aerated a little bit. You can see the brown spots, and it could soak into the wood chip part, or even the Kellogg's garden soil. So what I'm going to use for the top layer is some of my different organic mix. It's always going to be organic, but I got some pot of gold, some Nature's Care, some compost, some other stuff I got at Walmart, with some of the a little bit of the potty mix and a little bit of the reclaim. So I'm going to mix all that stuff together with also, I got some of these on sale. You guys might want to check out Home Depot. They got the Natural Cares on sale for $6 a bag. It's not super cheap. I have found the Nature's Care potting soil for $5, but hey, $6 is pretty good. So, well, actually, instead of doing another video talking about soil, so one of the things I always look for on garden soil when I go to Home Depot, wherever you're going, look for those bags that are ripped. Sometimes they'll have an area, and if you don't know, go ask someone who works there. Like, where do you keep your damaged soil? I've actually had a lot of success with that. It's just about continuing going, because you're going to have other people, probably doing the same thing. So anytime I go, I look for it, or sometimes I'll just go there just to look for the discounted bags. So I've gotten 7 bags of the Natural's Care for 70% off. So it didn't cost me like $15 for 7 bags of that before. And that's what like half of this bed here is filled with. And this is my starter bed. So this bed actually did fairly well. But I was trying to be cheap, and I used these little barks that I had bought on sale. And look, it's like, doesn't even want to break. And it's almost a year old. Because it's baked, it's not alive, it's going to take forever for it to break down. But I try to pull them out whenever I can, but I had put some of it underneath the bottom to kind of do a hugalculture, and again, it was to save money. And then I had bought some Kellogg's mix. It wasn't the garden soil, I think it was a different one, like a raised bed, and oh, it smelled just like poop so bad. So I had to put another layer of this bark nonsense that I had under there, and so all this stuff has bark underneath. And when I reached in, because I put the Kellogg's in there, the Kellogg's is broken down, compost it down. But if you reach in and you dig in this bed far enough down, you're gonna get some bark out. It is not breaking down very well. Some of them I'll see some white stuff around it, some fungi, but everything did kind of okay. But it had other challenges, because I just had started, and I started some seeds before I became vegan. I was eating eggs, and I started in the little egg cartons and peat pots and all that stuff, and that stuff really kept the plants back. So look at this little broccoli. This is a broccoli that started. Look at that little broccoli. It's still just barely, like, it's alive, but it's just not doing anything. This one too. These were already all probably in either egg cartons or the peat pots, and they just did not do very well. they might break through. I found that some are finally breaking through the peat pots, but it restricts the roots and it just can't really do what it needs to do. So lesson learned on that one. But don't use, this bark is crap. I wouldn't even use it for mulch, honestly, because I felt like because it's alive, or it's not alive, it takes forever to break down. It just made a home for freaking slugs and snails. So, and unfortunately, when I was going for all the discount stuff, I bought all this mulch before I had got my wood chips. I might just put it on Craigslist for free, and someone might want to use it just for whatever. But yeah, I got like 5 bags of it. It looks like I might even have 6 bags. Yeah, 6 bags of different kind of mulch. So I got these probably for like $1 each because they're damaged bags. And so at first I was doing a lot with that. It didn't really completely devastate everything, but it's not a good thing. So let's get back to the subject here. So this is something you can do in pots also. So underground, because they do have underground irrigations, but it's going to cost you a lot of money. Now this I might have to redo after the season. We'll just see how it goes. But I just feel like it's going to be easier to not have to splash my plants and make the roots want to go lower to get their fix. I might even bury these. Nah. So I made a little hole inside of my hugalculture stuff to get these down because I wanted to get it further down. And see, look, you can see the leaves and there's some little branches. And you can even see some of the green I was just showing you guys. So I do have a pot that I did that, and I used a 1 liter cup. And this is one of my raspberry bushes. And so I put the bag over it. And again, I probably could have got a bigger PVC pipe. Now, I don't know. I still end up watering this when I water everything else with the hose. So one of the other things, comment below if you want me to show you my stuff I got from Boogie Brew. So I just got some stuff from Boogie Brew along with, you know, everything that I'm going to put in my soil amendments. I make a video of that because I made this bed, but this is the first of probably 3. It might be 2 more, I'm not sure. But I'm going to be making quite a few of these containers, these little tub beds. The clear ones I'm not going to use. I'm going to find the purpose for those guys. And I also got some of these things that I got from the 99-cent store. These big tubs for $3. So I'm going to be doing some stuff with those too. So I got at least 1 more bed to make. So let me know if you want to see how I'm going to mix my potting soil, basically where I'm at right now. Because like I said, let you know a lot of my mistakes I made with soil. And I'm still doing things on the cheap. Oh yeah, when I was mentioning about going to Home Depot and I got the Natural Care, I actually got some of that pot of gold. I found that, and this is one of the days when it was raining so bad, and there was 4 bags of it, and I had to get a whole bunch of their plastic wrap just to get the stuff out of there, this brown wrap that they have at Home Depot, because it was so heavy, and the plastic was so much broken that it was like falling everywhere. But this is the good stuff, so I was like, I scooped all of it into the plastic. I didn't leave any behind. But these are usually $13. The cashier wanted to give me 50% off, and usually I don't complain too much, you know, it's just a little hole. But this time, like, I had to work to get these, so I was like, no, you're giving me 70% off. I'm not usually that pushy about it, you know, it just depends on who's out there. They'll give you anywhere from 70 to 50% off at Home Depot. I haven't shopped anywhere else for them, so I can't speak on that one, but it's just really who you got and I guess what you insist on doing with that. So the lettuce bed is doing pretty good. So since we're doing a video, we might as well update on some of this stuff. Looks like I got some caterpillars coming in. I did a little mini hunt. Did not find it. I planted some peas in here since it's a little shadier over here. Gave them some little trellises. I had those in my little starter 6-packs that I started indoors. And they were not doing any very good with getting transplanted to a bigger size. They just really wanted to go into the ground. Oh yeah, you can see some snails are going crazy on some of the stuff that's been seeded. And I got that Sluggo Plus, but I don't know that it is helping at all. I'm going to try another trick that a fellow gardener told me about. And I don't know if anybody's heard about this. See, I got some of these little applesauce containers. And I guess you can put beer in there. And the slugs will go in there and just basically drown because they are attracted to the beer. Look at this. I got so many freaking ants, you guys. I don't even know what I'm going to do. I got these little ant traps. I see ants in there, but I don't think that stuff works. And yes, I'm doing organic gardening. I'm not spraying this on my plants. But what am I going to do? Because if you got ants, basically they will farm aphids. So they like to eat the aphid poop. And they'll protect the aphids from bugs that will come and eat them. And aphids will take a plant down, like literally. So I planted I think they were cow peas. This one's getting shaded out, so part of what I need to do is I need to get in here and trim this one back. I believe this is one of my Portuguese walking sticks. So I'm going to trim it back and go ahead and harvest some greens anyway. And I got a lot. Lettuce is doing good, man. I do got some bugs problems going on some of this stuff in here, but I got to start getting in here and making me some salads. Alright, well, let's see if there's anything else I want to conclude. Well, I'm not going to put it in the title, but we'll do a ladybug update. I've seen a couple ladybugs. I know there's one living over here, but I still have not got in here to try to use the tape or what I'm going to do with these. I really hate to just chop them all down, but I might just chop them all down, honestly, you guys. Because there's just so much on here. And if I chop those up, I am not composting them. I will be putting them in the trash. And I try to be zero waste, so that's a big deal. Over here, the bug count on this red kale has went down a lot. I don't see any of the ladybugs, but I know that I put some in there, so they've done some work. Now this guy, I came in here and used some of the Scotch tape. I'll do another video another time kind of showing how to do that. But look, we got one bug here. So these, I don't know what kind of bugs these are, these little white bugs that I got. But I swear to you, if you've ever heard of lice or like had lice as a child, these things are like lice for plants. You literally like have to come back every couple days and take them out. And then by the time, look at this. I just came in 2 days ago. Let me see, dude. 2 days ago, and look at that. They already got a little mini colony going on. And this time I even went because these things are so smart. When you start messing with them, they jump. Like they do dives. They come down to the bottom. And so they were like walking all over this edge. And I got the tape and was getting them all off of here. So I don't know where the heck these guys are hiding. But this is another one that I had washed very good from those bugs. And today, here's some of the tape. Look at all that. I kind of curl them up to make sure that like they're stuck in there or if they're not squished. But I got tons of them and there's very few leaves. Look at that. It looks like I might have even... Oh wow, I missed the spot. You see that? These things are ridiculous. I'm going to get back over here and get those before they freaking migrate. But and then these leaves that are older, they're like so tough, more tough than the younger leaves. They're just like having to endure so much. So this one, it's not out of control. I might get in there with the cabbage and try to use the tape method, but it's just going to be so difficult because of the way that cabbage is shaped and everything, and I know I'm not going to get any heads out of it. So I'm really in between if I should try to salvage it or just chop it down. Because if I salvage it, it wouldn't be to go to head. I would probably just let it set to seed. At least that one that's like already making a head, I would have to, or these two, I would have to cut down, because even if I use the tape, you see, how am I going to get into all those crevices? That's like, there's no way. I just hate having to throw my plants away. If the ladybugs, I mean, if I knew that the ladybugs were like storming over here, it might have been okay. Oh, Lord. I let this get too much out of hand. It was difficult because there was a lot of time where everything was just like, it was raining every other day, and I wasn't able to get out here for that. I don't like coming outside when it's raining. So we got some little carrot sprouts going on here. So I'm going to be doing some rearranging, so I'll definitely be doing another video here soon, because I'm making more beds. So just let me know if there's anything that you guys suggest, and if anybody knows what the heck those bugs are, please let me know. I don't even know what they are, but they're driving me crazy. All right, until next time, this is Drea with our Journey Mind, Body, Spirit. Be sure to subscribe, like, and comment, and also share this video if you like it. It would encourage me to make more like it. Have a great day.